Hey guys, and welcome to your weekly news update for Battlefield 2042. Today we have quite some interesting topics to cover, from the latest patch to the start of the new mid-season event and more, so let's get right in. First of all, we got a new update today, which is 6.1, and comes with a variety of changes and improvements and a large amount of bug fixes. I will only go over the changes here, so if you want to read through all of the fixes as well, you can find a link to the patch notes in the description below. There are only two fixes that I want to mention specifically, and the first one is for several out-of-bounds scenarios within our new map Redacted, because here it was possible to get around the outside of the map and then surprisingly come through a wall at an objective or behind enemy lines. But this glitch should be fixed now. In addition, you will no longer be able to get on top of the incinerators on Flag A for Pharaoh capturing opportunities for all specialists. Alongside of this, they fixed the issue again where explosions could deal damage through walls and obstacles in the presence of smoke, so apparently the last fix did not completely remove this bug, but hopefully it's gone now. And then we come to the more interesting changes, because the Nightbird, the Jets and the stealth helicopters are now vulnerable to normal bullets and not only to armor-piercing ammunition. Each bullet deals 1 damage, similar to AP, but only within ranges of up to 80 meters. Beyond this, they don't deal any damage at all. Only armor-piercing rounds can deal damage beyond 80 meters, so they still have their advantage against vehicles. In addition, the Nightbird got a nerf to its minigun, because here the damage was lowered from 10 to 8 per bullet, and the drop-off distance decreased, so it deals less damage in general now, and the drop-off already starts at 100 meters instead of 150. The EMKV90 Tor, on the other hand, got a huge buff, at least for close-range combat, because here there were several new weapons added for the driver and the gunner. The driver now has access to a unique close-range canister weapon with a high rate of fire, and the gunner got a 20mm shotgun, a 40mm grenade launcher and a minigun as possible loadout options. All of these upgrades are included within the normal progression, so when you have leveled up the EMKV90 to Mastery 12 already, the additional weapons will be unlocked automatically after your first match. In addition, the turret speed for the two main weapons of the Tor was also increased to enhance its capabilities in close encounters, and that really makes it to one of the best tanks for this scenario now. And there were also some weapon changes made, because the AEK got a complete rework of its handling, which results in a faster recoil reset, different multipliers for the recoil of the first shots in a burst, and an improved recoil camera behavior. Feels a bit heavier now and a bit harder to handle, but it's still pretty okay. The GEW got a little nerf as well, because here the overall accuracy of the weapon was reduced by 5%, which doesn't have much of an impact on close range, but is definitely noticeable at mid and long range. And the ACWR was nerfed. Its damage curve has been slightly tweaked, which results in a 4-hit kill range up to 20 meters instead of 30, and a 5-hit kill range up to 75 meters instead of 70. So only the 4-hit range is 10 meters shorter now, but the rest is pretty much the same. Still a good weapon with a high accuracy and easy handling. And as a last change, we got an improved end of round screen with more emphasis on squad play and its actions. So similar to former titles, there is now a best squad screen that highlights the most efficient squad of the match and shows the main vehicle they have used. But I think this still needs a bit of work, especially the part with the vehicle. And in addition, the screen for the performance of your own squad and the contributions that you've made towards the match was improved as well to fit the new overall design. And that was it for the update. Now let's have a look at everything we got with the start of the new mid-season event today. As usual, there is a specific tab for it on the start screen with which you can access the new mode Killswitch, and where you can see an overview of the unlockable cosmetics for the week. Like I had already explained in my last video, Killswitch is a 12 vs 12 mode played on the battlefields of Redacted, Manifest, Spearhead and Hourglass. On Redacted it is infantry only due to the nature of the map, and on the others you have access to light vehicles like the Polaris or the Pontok. The gameplay loop revolves around AI nodes that need to be collected by capturing the available objectives on the map, but there's always only one objective active at a time, so the action is very focused. When one team has fully captured the objective, it scores a point, and the first team to score 5 points wins the match. Once an objective was captured, it also gets shut down and a new one is activated. What's important to know here is that the capture progress of both teams will be kept until the objective was fully captured by one of them, so when your team does 80% and then gets pushed out of the objective, you only need to do the remaining 20% when you can manage to get back in. That's why you can see 2 progress bars at the AI node, one for each team. It takes 90 seconds in total to fully capture an objective. But what's probably more interesting for most players is the forge that can always be found at a specific location on each map, because here you can spawn the so-called Geists. These are AI-controlled synthetic soldiers armed with mostly melee weapons that will reinforce the team that last took control of the forge. Once activated by one of the teams, the forge spawns a squad of 9 Geists every 15 seconds, and each team can be supported by up to 40 Geists. Every team can take control of the forge at any time, and the Geists that are about to spawn will then fight for them. To tell the Geists apart, they have different eye colors depending on the team who spawned them, so the ones on your team have blue eyes and the enemy ones red. Once spawned, the Geists will automatically move towards an enemy or to the current AI node, but when this was fully captured, all Geists in the area around it will get killed. And I don't really know what to think about the mode so far. The matchmaking was completely broken this afternoon and I was constantly put into lobbies with up to 300 ping. The matches were not very exciting and the AI movement looks horrible, not even close to the bots we are used to in other matches or in solo and co-op. Most of the time they are just standing around and do nothing or get stuck on obstacles. It's kinda hilarious though to watch these clueless drones, but also a bit painful and reminds me on games 20 years ago. However, try it out for yourself and see if you like it or not. You have to play it anyhow to unlock the event cosmetics. Just a few things you should know. First, the forge has to be claimed again every time a node is deactivated. The Geists have more than only melee weapons, they can also have grappling hooks or rocket launchers, and they count towards your normal kills, so it might be interesting to level up weapons. Oh, and you cannot enter the forge to see where they come from. Don't try this at home. However, while playing Killswitch, you will also earn several of the available ribbon types, and similar to all former mid-season events, these are needed to unlock the event's unique cosmetics. In week number 1 that we have now, you can unlock a weapon charm for 10 ribbons, an epic vehicle skin for the Panther for 30 ribbons, and an epic specialist set for Sundance for 60 ribbons. Be sure to unlock these cosmetics within the next 7 days, otherwise they are gone and might not return. In addition to these unlockable cosmetics, you can also find 3 bundles in the item store that are also time limited, and the first one is called No Antidote, costs 2000 battlefield coins, and includes a legendary specialist set for Dozer, weapon skins for the RM68, GEW and Super 500, a vehicle skin for the Felon, a weapon charm, and a player card background. The second bundle is called Hotspot, also costs 2000 coins, and comes with an epic specialist set for Falk, weapon skins for the VHX and LCMG, a vehicle skin for the Brawler, a weapon charm, a headgear for Falk, and a player card tag. Similar to former mid-season events, there is also a complete bundle available with all purchasable cosmetics, and this one is called Ascension Company Bundle and costs 3500 coins. If you need a break from the event, you can also find some other modes and playlists as part of the weekly rotation. So in Conquest, we still have access to 64, 128 and Redacted 24/7, similar to last week. And in Rush, the XL playlist has returned with higher player count and maximum chaos. Over at Portal, 1942 Rendezvous and Conquest Hardcore were added. 1942 Rendezvous is a mix of Rush and Conquest played on all maps, but only with 1942 soldiers, weapons and vehicles. And Conquest Hardcore is a normal 64-player Conquest with 2042 specialists and gear, but with reduced hot elements and higher damage. On Friday, this mode will be replaced by Tipping Point, where the 2 teams fight for one objective and a front line that needs to be pushed towards the enemy HQ. And we will also see a new Friday Night Battlefield experience where you can unlock your FNB player card tag if you haven't done yet. And the last point on the agenda today are the new weekly missions that are a bit more focused on squad play this time. In the first section, you need to revive 10 teammates, but if you revive your squad mates, the mission progression is doubled. Then you need to spawn 5 times on a squad mate or have them spawned at you, and you need to kill 3 enemies. Should be pretty much self-explanatory and easy to complete. Once the second section is unlocked, you have to do 10 kills and assists with vehicles, 30 kills and assists in general, but when you do squad assists, it doubles the mission progression, and you need to heal or resupply 20 teammates. Again, nothing that is overly complicated. And in the third section, you have to earn 9 combat, wingman or logistics ribbons, do 20 kills and assists when destroying vehicles, and capture or neutralize 50 objectives, which is usually the mission that takes the longest time to complete. For the ribbons, you need to do kills, assists, revives, heals and resupplies, so everything you need to do for the former missions anyhow. And for the bonus mission, you simply need to play 3 rounds of any game mode and the additional 10 battle pass points are yours. If you should be struggling with any of these missions, you can also complete them in portal modes against AI. Just use one of my codes and don't forget to use a password if you don't want any other players to join. And that's it for today, just your weekly overview of what's going on in and around Battlefield 2042 at the moment. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like or comment below and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until then, thanks for watching and thanks to my members for the additional support. I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.